Okay, this is K4A, and Knowledge for All Educational Videos channel. We are finally continuing with something useful, and we will try to learn GameMaker Studio 2 a little bit more, drag and drop, and in this video today we are going to learn a block which is called exit game. And let's go to GameMaker, to our previous drag and drop playground. We only made 2 videos so far, and so far we have some kind of player which is a white square which we can move with our arrow or WASD keys. I think arrow only, yes, left, up and right. And we have some kind of obstacles, some kind of enemies which are actually only shown as red triangles, so they fall down with the gravity block. So we have coded that before, set gravity force, and we have explained before how to use jump to point. Only 2 blocks so far, and if we start our game to remind ourselves where we are, so far we can yes, we can see that triangles are falling down with the gravity applied to them, and this white square which is made 2 times. The top one is the player 1 and the bottom one is player 2. The player they are using the same code but in different waves attached to different events. The top one works so that you have to hold the button left or right and it will move continually, as you can see. As long as I'm pressing the left arrow, it moves to the left really smooth. And the bottom one, the player 2, he is moving step by step, but I have to release the key, press it again, release it, press it. So it's like press, press, press. So as many times as you press the key, it will go that many times to the right or to the left. Simple as that. So that was the progress so far. The block which we are going to learn today is very simple, and well, it's useful of course, but not it doesn't have much purposes. As we said, we are trying to learn exit game block, so let's try to find it. And let's first, as we saw in our game, I can play my game, but I cannot exit it in the terms of I don't have a exit button like X on my screen or something like that. I have it around my game here, but that is something which is made by GameMaker for test purposes. When I export this game as standalone, it will not have the exit button, the X or minimize or replay or something like that. So that will be the problem for players. They will not be able to exit the game. So let's change that. And first we have to make some kind of sprite. So go to sprites folder, create sprite, and let's call it spr underscore btn underscore exit. So it will be a sprite for button exit, and I will edit the image I want to make it. So I will make it again a very simple, let's make it red square with I don't know, black X. It looks ugly, but who cares. So this is our sprite button exit, and I need to make object because sprites are not interactable in GameMaker Studio, as we learned before. In terms of game, you have to turn them into objects. Obj btn exit, and it has no sprite, so I will have to add this new sprite to it, and I will drag it to room 1. Let's see how it looks. Okay, a big one. I will delete this Okay, maybe I will resize it later to be a little bit smaller, but so far let's see what I want to make. I want to solve this problem. When I click on this button, so when I click on this exit button, I want my game to stop and exit, to turn it down, to shut it down, to exit game. So I want first to find the code, the block for when I press this button. If I think about it a little, the problem is connected to mouse clicking, so when I click this button means I will have to use my mouse to click. So let's try to find that block in a mouse group of events blocks. And again, so many options: left down, right down. I need left, I'm sure, for that, but do I need left down, left pressed, or left released? We have explained that in previous video, I think the first one, which was really long. I will make maybe few videos again with that topic, the shorter ones, but so far just think about it or try it yourself. These are only 3 options for your left clicking. So when you press it and hold it, that is, I think, left down. When you press it just once, it will register just once as one click. This is left pressed, and left released is when you press it and release it. So far we have used left down and left pressed, I think, for keyboards. Same is for mouse, and this time I will use left released, and that will mean that when I click on this button here and release the button, then the game will shut down, and that's what I want, that's what I like. Okay, so I have added this left released. All I have to do now is to find this button, exit game, this block. So let's try to find it. Is it in common? No, it isn't. Instances, sequences. I'm minimizing all of this to see better, to try to find it easier. So it's not in gamepad, movement, collisions, so many blocks, tiles, audio, loops, switch, data structures, buffers, files, types, random, cameras, rooms, nope, paths, timelines, game, yeah, it's there. Exit game, we have also save game, load game, restart, we'll use that later. So far I need only this exit game. So what do I need here? I need this block to work when the left button is released, and that means when I click on this object. Why? Because that is the object which I'm coding in. It's like in Scratch. If you have used Scratch, first you have to select a sprite, this time it's object, so select the object and code in it. So if we are coding in this object button exit, so that means everything I code here, it will be related to this object button exit. So if I add left release, that means that left release click is used on obj button exit. It is not used on this triangle, this block, this white block, this triangle, this background. No, it is used only on this X exit button. Why? Because I have coded it for that one. So I wanted to exit the game, and as you can see, there is nothing in it, so you cannot be confused because there is nothing in it to be confused. So what have I done here? I have defined and solved the problem which I have said few moments ago. I want to click on this button and then exit the game. That's what I have solved here with events and blocks. We have used left released event, and that means when the left click is released on this obj button exit, the game maker will do what? He will exit the game. Let's try that in action. Let's restart the game and see what will happen when I click on this button. So you can see when I hover over it, there is no effect. You can add some kind of animation, we will maybe do that later, or sound effects and so on, but when I click on it, I will exit the game. Simple as that. So let's do it one more time. So again, now your players will have some kind of option to exit the game if the game is boring, or if they don't want to play, don't like it, whatever, because this bar here created with GameMaker Studio 2 will not be visible in a final export, but we have added this button, so when I click here nothing happens, but when I click on this button we exit the game. That is what we wanted to do. Very simple button used for this purpose only. I don't know where else you could use this drag and drop block. Maybe if you kind of make some kind of fun or gag game where you want to make your players exit game accidentally, maybe you can add it there. So that's it for this video, a short one. It should be even shorter, but we are starting to we are getting back into the GameMaker Studio, so stay tuned and see you soon. Bye for now.